Hello, everybody. Welcome to meeting number 5 of Atomic Habit by James Clear, featuring Roy, Brett, Blake, and Joseph. We did the third law section. It was okay. It was kind of short, I thought. It's like 30 pages or something in total. It wasn't very long.
Just about.
Yeah.
I thought it was 40 or something.
Yeah, something like that. I think very early on in this section, he talks about motion versus action, and I liked that description where motion is basically like the preparatory phase, like you're preparing to do something without actually like doing it. So like you say you want to like exercise or something like that, and you like clean up your exercise area, like wherever you do your workout, but then you don't actually do the exercise. And he talks about how motion instead of action is like you use it as like a procrastination thing, which is definitely relatable to me because I do that kind of a lot where instead of actually doing the thing I should be doing, I'll set everything up so it's like in order, so when I do the thing, it's a lot easier to do and I have like a higher success chance of doing it, but not actually doing it. And I think the analogy he gave for that was the one about the photographs, the class where one half of the class had to take 100 photos, and they would just be graded off of like their best one or something like that, and then the other half of the class only had to submit one photo, so they had like the quantity and the quality group, and then that professor noticed that like all the good quality photos were from the quantity group, so the half of the class that had to take 100 photos ended up making a lot better photos than just the quality group. So that kind of like relates back to the motion versus action thing, where the just like preparing to do something isn't as good as actually doing the thing. So, and also that even if you start off like kind of like mediocre, you're not well prepared, it's just doing the actual action is way better than just trying to like prepare for it forever. Let me see. There were kind of a lot of good things in there. Another part of it that I liked a lot of the section was the decisive moments part, where the idea is basically that whenever you pick or do something, it kind of influences like your subsequent behaviors after that. So if you go to like fast food places, then you're not gonna like eat healthy food, and then you're probably just gonna come home and do more bad habits, like just sitting down and watching TV rather than other things, because you already ate fast food. Now you probably feel like crap and you don't have the energy to do anything else, and so it's like that one bad decision leads to other like bad decisions, and like the inverse, it's like when you pick a good decision, it helps like influence you to do more good things. The friction part is probably the last part that I want to like cover too, because that part is pretty important and relevant to me too, where to do something, or if you want to do a certain habit, or if you don't want to do like a bad habit, then you can fluctuate the resistance or like the friction to do those. So it's like if you want to work out, if you have your workout area all clean and sorted out and like everything's in order, it's a lot, you're reducing the friction for you to start and do that habit. And so on the inverse for bad habits, if you make it much harder to do those bad habits, like if say you don't want to drink as much alcohol and you hide them in the back of the fridge, or you lock them in like a cabinet, and you do like a bunch of steps that make it like more difficult to do it, then you're a lot less likely to do it. Just and that definitely kind of like relates back to very early in the book, where they talk about, it was in the very like first section about like the cues, like make it obvious law, where they changed out a lot of like that food area, where instead of it just being sodas everywhere, they put water as an option all over the place. Yeah, soda pop. and and so they made it like a lot easier for people to get like access to water. So instead of there just being, you go to the checkout and you're like, oh, I need a drink, and there's only sodas in that fridge, they put like waters and stuff in there. So they've reduced like the friction for you getting like water, and it's like a lot.
They're
easier
making it easy.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely like that. And if you ever, if you're kind of like me and you snack on like unhealthy things, it's most likely because you have like, you always put like the unhealthy snacks closest to you. And so, but if you put like a little bowl, like little tray next to you with like apples and stuff in it, when you get hungry, you'd probably more likely just grab that stuff rather than, you know, run out to the like the other room and unlock a cabinet to get your snacks. So the friction thing is, I think, pretty applicable and pretty interesting to take into consideration when trying to make your environment more gooder. Like, for example, for me, I have books pretty much everywhere. I have like a book near the bed. I have a book on my work computer desk. I have a couple books on my personal computer desk. And so it's just like whenever I'm bored, I have like downtime, I usually just grab a book because it's like the easiest, most convenient thing just right there. So it's like, oh, I could, boot up a video game and play video games or anything, but it's like, honestly, grabbing just like a book and just reading is easier than that. And so you kind of just like go for the easiest task you can do.
Have you ever read The Industrial Revolution and Its Consequences?
Oh, no, but that guy, I saw in the news that he died recently.
He died today.
Yeah.
Rest him. Or piss. How you feel about Ted Kaczynski?
The Industrial Revolution. I don't know. I haven't read his full thing. I think I read the first like couple pages of it.
Yeah.
But
anyways,
here we are. Let's talk about Atomic Habits and also the Unabomber.
Yeah. It's topical.
Is it? Was he really good at forming habits of like sending bombs?
No, I mean it's like it's just current news, you know.
Oh, I guess so. Well, it's not. I guess not relevant to fucking.
It's not like relevant. Yeah, maybe he had like he did change his habits. He went from
he's really good
being
at
like a nerd to living in the nature or shit, whatever the fuck he does.
Yeah, he built the habit of luring people to his shack in the woods and killing them.
Yeah, I mean, he knew what he wanted to do, and he made habits that let him do what he wanted to do.
You're so right, Blake. He is an inspiration.
We should all strive to be like Ted Kaczynski.
Okay. I think that's it for my section, for my like part of the book club section. I think it's Brett. Brett's turn next.
My turn. So, I kind of agree with you with the first chapter, chapter 11. I really like this chapter. Because I am guilty of a lot of these things. With, like, the planning and stuff. I could see many times in my life where I've, like, planned out stuff, like, meticulously, and then it just never came to fruition.
Yeah.
So, that was really nice to see exactly why it might have been like that, like it might have ended up that way. Also, like the habit line on page 145, that little graph thing, where it's just basically showing you like the intersect between repeating an action and it actually becoming a habit, and the correlation being frequency, pretty much. Because I've only heard, like, if you do something for 30 days, well, then it becomes a habit. But frequency makes much more sense. So, like, if you're brushing your teeth, they say once when you wake up and once before you go to bed. So, technically, if you try to do that, you will form the habit twice as fast, I would assume, rather than if you just did it in the morning or something.
Yeah. So
that was cool.
Do you think, like, if you smoked 100 cigarettes in one day, would that be like a habit? Would it instantly become a habit?
I don't know what.
I guess it depends. Are you a smoker
like
already?
If you've never smoked before.
Yeah, if you've never smoked before, you probably don't want to see a cigarette the rest of your life. If you
well,
don't.
What is just like as an experiment? We had one person who's never smoked
No,
and made him
you-
smoke.
you-
a
you
I'll
get
tell
your-
you what. How about you start the experiment?
Okay, I
And
mean, I've
I'll
never
check
smoked.
in on you after every cigarette.
You'll definitely get nicotine poisoning and get really sick. I remember
Okay.
I remember I smoked a freaking cigar like a long time ago, and then like you're not supposed to actually like smoke it. You're supposed to just, I guess, like pretend to be a cool guy and take like some inhales here and there. And I think I smoked like half the cigar, and I was extremely sick. I was just throwing up for like the rest of the day. So after like 100 cigarettes, you'd be extremely sick. I don't know. Maybe you'd even die. I wonder what like the limit would be for nicotine.
How much is in a pack?
Uh,
Depend. I think most cigarettes are like 10 in a pack. 20 in a pack. Never mind.
And it's excessive, probably. You know, in like movies or stories that they say like a pack a day.
Oh man, there's people I've seen they'll smoke multiple packs a day.
Yeah, so Blake, you're smoking like 5 packs a day at that point. If you
5
try to do
packs in
100
one day.
in one day, 5 packs a
Then-
day.
Do you think let's say it was sustainable, are you smoking more than 5?
I
more than
don't think
5
it's
packs a day ever?
sustainable. I don't think it's that sustainable.
In the perfect world where you could smoke 100 cigarettes a day.
Without repercussions
Yeah.
or getting judged.
Oh wait.
What else did you like about this book, Brett?
Procrastination. Trying to think of the right word. I don't know. But how to achieve more with less effort in the next chapter. It was very nice, since I'm sure we are all avid procrastinators at one
Hells
point
yeah.
or another. Just ensuring that you don't do it again. Like, there's more like priming your environment stuff. Like, there's more lessons, I think, from the earlier chapters, just like applied to this specific line of thinking. I don't know how I feel about the 2-minute rule though. In chapter 15,
I
like,
thought it was kind of funny, like the gym thing. Are you saying like go to the gym for 5 minutes and then leave?
I guess so, because
That's
like
kind of funny to me.
in most people's lives, they're probably, depending on where they live, they're probably not going to, like, if they were living outside of a city, they're probably not going to go into a city, like drive there, find parking, go into the gym for 5 minutes, and walk back out. Like,
Yeah.
they're not going to find stuff like that worthwhile. So they need to go a little bit bigger, but also just the 2-minute rule in general. I don't think, like, if I were to start doing yoga, I don't think I would just buy a yoga mat and start putting it in front of my door to remember to do yoga. I feel like if I did that, I would just move it outside of the door so it doesn't block the door anymore, and then I forget about it.
What if you slept
So I
in
don't
the
know,
yoga
like-
mat?
What?
What if you
Or-
slept in the yoga mat and then you did yoga in your
Maybe.
I have actually slept on a yoga mat before.
sleep? Is it comfortable?
No,
Oh.
it was awful.
That's horrible.
But
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying. Like, if you go like too small on these, like the examples that he's giving, I just don't know like how efficient that's going to be.
yeah. The thing with like self help books is like I think it pretty varies from like person to person. Like he talks a lot about like well actually I forget when's the last time he actually talked about like using time as like cues and stuff. But I've tried
Mhm.
time for building habits and it never works for me. So I think like some people are just some methods work better for them.
Yeah.
The 2-minute rule sort of like works for me because I'll have like days where I don't feel too good and I don't really want to do like the habit because you're like, oh, you know, I don't fucking feel like reading 30 minutes or doing like something for X amount of time because it's like too much like effort and you feel like crap, and then you skip it, and then usually like when you skip like a couple days when you're at the like the early stages of building a habit, when you skip the first like a couple days consecutively, you usually just like drop the entire habit, and so like having it be pretty small is pretty important. But also with like the 2-minute rule thing, it seems like it's kind of just like a way to get you started in the habit and not like you do it just
Yeah.
only for like 2 minutes. It's like you pick it up and you're like, okay, I'm only going to do this for like, I only have to do this for like a small amount of time. And then I could do it longer or if I need to or want to.
True.
And then in the last chapter, I was surprised how for automation this guy was in this chapter,
Mm-hmm.
like setting up like those subscriptions where you get like free meals like delivered to you, free frozen meals, stuff like that. And then in that little one-time actions to lock in good habits, he has like automatic bill pay, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised like how he'd be okay with automatic when this seems so dangerous if you're trying to like build good habits.
Oh no, I think his rationale for that one was to just like you take a bunch of the stuff that's not important away from what you have to
Maybe,
do. Yeah.
I took it more as like everything. And I was like, that seems kind of dangerous in a self-help book promoting something of that caliber
I
of
mean,
automation.
soon with Elon Musk's brain chip, we'll just automate all of our habits by hard coding it into our brain chip.
That'd be so sick.
Like, I want to exercise. You'd be like a machine. It hits like 5 o'clock, and then you just like start robot moving over to your workout area and do like a bunch of crunches.
You don't have to think about anything you do at all.
Yes.
Then
Future.
perhaps you could like reserve your brain power for what really matters.
Yes.
Whatever that
Like
is.
buying more McDonald's.
Yes.
More consumerism. That's what my mind should be thinking about.
That was pretty much all that I had though.
Okay. Is Blake ready for his turn?
Is my turn?
Blake's turn.
Okay. Well, some of the notes I took while Roy was talking, repeat, but I liked, I guess I'm starting from the beginning, the
I agree with everything that everyone said before me.
motion versus action thing. I mean, that, and I guess same with Brett, it's something that I've seen a lot in, like, for example, doing work, like assignments or whatever for school. I would, like, basically before doing the assignment, let's say there's like a coding project, I would write like an extensive like little to-do list or whatever, like, and try to break it up into chunks so small that it's like at this point I'm just wasting time just making a to-do list.
You're just procrastinating.
And I'm just like writing notes and doing stuff besides like the actual coding and thinking and stuff.
Your actual like code you wrote for it is like only like 50 lines long, and then your pseudo code is like 200 lines, and it has like documentation and stuff in it. Your pseudocode's like better than your actual code you made.
I mean, and I'm sure I did that with other stuff too, but I could see basically that you're almost like you're fooling yourself a little bit with being like, oh, I'm being productive, when really you're just sort of, it's like a less guilty form of procrastination. Like, instead of doing nothing or like something that's not productive at all, you're doing something that's like productive adjacent.
Yeah.
It's like not really, but
it's close enough to that it feels like you're doing something.
Yeah, which, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And okay, so next
I'll procrastinate by doing like other things. Like, I did that a lot with like schoolwork, and like, oh, I gotta do schoolwork, and then I'll go like read like a book. And so you like procrastinate on like productive like work, and do like other productive work.
Yeah, like something that you is usually easier, at least in my experience. I'll do something that's easier, or at least that I perceive as easier first.
Yeah. I'll do like I'll be like working on schoolwork, and I'm like, I don't want to work on this shit, and then I'll like clean my room or something that's like not very pleasurable, but more pleasurable than the schoolwork.
Take your mind off of the impending assignment doom. But the other thing, okay, so the other thing that I like was the starting a new habit should be easy, and you should like build on it. I don't remember where this was. It might have been.
It was towards the end of the section.
Talking about the 2-minute? Okay. Well, just like, he said something about save like the optimizing your habits for after you already have a habit, if that makes sense. So
yeah, he said you should try to standardize a habit before you try to optimize it.
Yeah. So I like that a lot, because let's say, for example, like working out, that's like a habit that most people want. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of times you might find yourself getting bogged down in the details, like what's the most efficient or use my time in the gym, or
Mm.
like how do I perfectly, what's the best exercise to do to build this muscle or gain this skill, you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
just
No, I do
feel
the
like
same thing.
less important than actually just putting in the work, just doing something and then you're just building on it. I feel like, I mean, that works for everything, I guess, is
Yeah.
doing something, even if it's not perfect, because uh, you're actually building the habit versus the whole idea of the motion versus action. Like you're not just planning and thinking like about it. You're actually doing it. But
Yeah, I'm definitely the
Uh,
same way. I do that stuff all the time where I like try to think and like strategize about how to make something like the most optimal or like the most
Yeah.
effective way to do something, and then you never actually really do it, and then you just kind of like suck at it because
Yeah,
you haven't
which-
done it. You
it's
don't have
like
experience.
I'm sure it's good to a point, but maybe it depends on what you're doing or how you plan and do things individually. But I'm sure planning ahead of time is great, but like I said, to a
Yeah.
point, there will come a time when it's like, okay, I need to actually do something now and not just think about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
but usually when you first start something, usually like you suck so bad at it and you have like tons of stuff to learn anyways that you usually
Yeah.
don't even really need a plan. You just kind of like jump in there.
right. And what else? That made me think of. I think I mentioned this last meeting, or maybe the one before that, but the like flexibility thing, like just stretching. So I actually did
Mhm.
start doing a thing, although I was lazy today. I didn't do it, but for the past like week or so, I was basically it would be after I get out of the shower, I would do this like little routine, and the one it's like a little follow along thing
Mhm.
by this TikTok guy, and it takes like 10 minutes. And when I was sort of at the peak of uh that stuff, I was doing it for almost 30 or 40 minutes almost at a time. So, I mean,
Hmm.
I guess the idea now is to do this like short routine and then, build on it like more time or add
So wait, what
stretches
what
or
exactly do you do?
it's like a full body stretch situation, like lunges, and I'm trying to think of like the other names. But basically it's like some of them are to build flexibility, but
And you do this like before the shower?
no, I do it after.
Or you do it after the shower?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it only takes 10 minutes, so
Oh, okay. Can we do it in the shower and like slip and die?
yeah, that's probably what happened. I don't know. Actually, there might be enough space in the bathtub to do it because I do it. But no, I don't think I would do it in the shower, especially because you're like, I'm trying to breathe. I don't want to like, if I'm like, let's say for example, I'm lying down, I don't want to drown. You know what I mean in the shower.
It's true, true.
Um, yeah. What else? I liked the commitment device or whatever. I just thought that was a funny way of phrasing because it literally just makes me think of chastity device.
that's exactly like the first thing that popped in my head too.
Dude, because it's just the way he phrased it. And he was
Yeah.
like,
Because
It's
it has commitment and then it has device, and I'm like
yeah,
that's like
that just-
literally a chastity belt.
yeah. So that was the whole point was I just like that.
And now you
wording.
wear a chastity
It was
belt.
funny.
Now you wear a chastity belt all the time.
Yeah.
You gotta save yourself a marriage.
Well, I already was wearing one. So
Oh, okay, true.
This just affirms my
You felt called out during that section.
yeah. No, it made me feel seen, made me feel represented. What else? Oh, this was a note I took. Yeah, that was it for that one. I took a note halfway through what bro was talking, or somebody, but it made me think making stuff like difficult. I just thought it was funny the putting the TV in the closet,
Mhm.
and then like basically the whole point was like you only watch TV if you really wanted to watch TV and you got it out of the closet and plugged everything in, I guess.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's like extreme for like a TV thing. I don't know. Like that would not be a normal thing to do. Like put a TV in the closet and only to play it. But it is pretty interesting where you can apply similar extremes to like stuff that you do all the time, but that is not super productive. And like, how could you make it to where you only do it when you really want to do it? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's hard for me, I feel, to do stuff like productive stuff on the computer because
it's just
well, at least right now, I don't I don't really have like
everything else.
I don't have a work computer. Maybe if I had like a separate device. Well, I do, but I don't have one here. So if I'm at my home PC, I'm just like 9 times out of 10 just goofing off. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I
it's,
get you.
it's difficult.
My personal computer is definitely just like associated with like games and hanging out with people and like not very productive stuff.
Yeah.
And then, but like my work computer over there, it's just like I only do like work stuff on there.
Right. And I guess like when I had maybe I was doing this unconsciously, but when I was still in school, I would do everything on this laptop. And I mean, it was like I had the laptop the entire time through college, and towards the end it was really shit. Like fucking blue screening every day. But if I was doing work, well, it would only blue screen if I had like too much or too many applications open. Like if I had Chrome and Discord open at the same time, it would crash. But yeah, I would do everything. Like if I had something to work on, even if I was in my room at my computer, I would still at the laptop and do all my work on there, which worked well. So I don't know how I could apply that to this computer. Maybe I could like a different monitor or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know how I could like associate productivity with this computer.
Make it more friction to do the bad things. Just like make a program that like takes like 30 minutes to unlock games or something like that.
Yeah.
It takes like 30 minutes to like launch Steam or something.
I'll make like a program that just like plays a really annoying beep tone whenever I'm not coding or doing anything. Like if I'm just like on Discord, it'll just be constant like it's just like
it's like the audio version of like Chinese water torture.
Yeah. So if I'm like watching YouTube in the background, there's gonna be like tinnitus until I stop watching YouTube.
Just start going crazy from it.
Yeah. Those are all my notes. I really like. I guess my last thing I'll say. I really like this part of the book. I don't know. It all seemed pretty.
Oh, you liked it? Was this like your favorite section so far?
Probably. I gave it It had the highest ratings. I think.
Very nice.
So yeah. Joseph's turn.
Joseph's turn.
Everybody I done talked about most of the stuff I was gonna mention, so rip on that one. But one thing I can
give your own unique perspective.
Well, one thing I did like is like not spending too much time on one task, because I will do that like the whole 2-minute rule thing. I'll spend more than 2 fucking minutes on some shit, and I'll get fixated and I'll focus out on it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing, depending on what you do, because I mean, honestly, like we don't use our time very productively. So if you get fixated on something that's like somewhat productive,
it's not bad when I'm fixated on something at work and I don't pay attention to customers. I do that a lot. And then another thing he was talking about too is like trying to put more friction in between the bad stuff. Like I'm bad at zoning out on my phone, so maybe I should like I can definitely apply that and start put my phone away or hiding it, because like I'll pick up my phone and then before you know it, an hour rolls by.
Yeah.
You gotta put up like a little basketball hoop on the other side of the room, and whenever your phone's near you, just fucking yeet it into the basketball hoop. It's
a Nokia, it'll survive.
Yeah. And then whenever you want your phone, you have to like walk across the room to go get it.
And that's what was interesting. And I got to the part where they were talking about the branching parts right there for like the good choice and bad choices and all that, and like good day and bad day. Like how the stuff you do throughout the day branches off and can dictate what happens.
Yeah, the decisive moments thing.
Yeah. Especially that's actually like, say if you're already having a bad day and it's starting out bad, you definitely need to get the little good things.
Like going back to sleep and just sleeping the day away.
Yeah.
Oh, I do that a lot.
You're just like, this day sucks. I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, I don't even I can't even go to work today. Just go right back to sleep.
Yeah, that's what I did when my tire was flat that one day. I woke up and I called in and I'm like, I can't go because my car's tire flat. And I went to sleep.
I did that one day. Like, I just completely fell asleep and I never showed up to work. And they thought like something happened to me because I did a no call, no show, and I never do that. Like, I'm always call off ahead of time. So that's pretty funny. That's about it that I can say for now. You guys already talked about everything else.
How would you apply this section to your life?
Make the important stuff easy and make the stuff that wastes my time and that's not productive put a lot of friction behind it. Or in front of it, I should say.
So you're going to put more friction on your phone and less friction on
Yeah.
you?
And I need to stop procrastinating. I'll do that a lot because that's how the mood I felt fucking today because I only get one day off. Work 5 days, get a day off. Work another fucking or work 4 days, get a day off, then work 5 days. Yeah, this is gonna suck.
It's true.
That's all I have to add on to that.
Okay. Let's see. Anybody have? Wait, let me see. I'm gonna check my notes to see if there's anything else I want to talk about. Oh, there's in the book in chapter 12. They mentioned that one book you're reading, Blake, the Guns, Germs, and Steel.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But it was funny. It made me want to read it because it's been a while since I've actually read it.
Yeah, right. I saw that in the book and I'm like, what? This is Blake. He's talking about Blake right here. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much everything.
Let's go.
Anybody have any closing remarks? Thoughts, concerns, comments?
Nope.
Can't wait till this book's over.
Do you want to switch to a different book?
We're so close to done though. We have two more sections.
No, it's good. It's good. But
Okay.
I feel like everything's gonna come full circle, and then I'll be the most productive human alive.
Hell yeah. You're gonna have all of the habits. The good
I'm only
habits.
gonna have good habits and no bad habits.
Yeah, not a single
But-
bad habit's gonna exist.
Then I'll lose my humanity or something. Like something's gonna change.
Maybe you'll ascend. It
Sure,
become
I'll
like
ascend
more than
beyond
human.
humanity.
Yeah, you'll be more than human. Alright, well, I think that was a good book club meeting.
Yeah.
I agree.
Have a
Yep.
good day, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Later.
Wait.
What?
I need ratings.
Oh yeah.